Let's start this. Our fourth and final quarterfinal of the day before we head into the semifinals tomorrow, where also third place and grand final are gonna be played out. A clash of generations here. 1-0. One of the new guys, one of the young guard of the Warcraft elite. Moon has of course been part of this game for more than 15 years now, as long as I can remember, and is the biggest legend of this game. We'll be starting things off on Concealed Hill. This, of course, still a best of 3. Tomorrow for grand final and third place match, we're gonna have best of 5s. But for now, only 2 maps to victory for the 2 players. The norm here is Keeper, Demon Hunter, Dryad expansion. And seems like indeed that will be the play here for Moon. Well, we can't really tell just yet. Mass Air is still also a possibility that sometimes gets chosen. But the Mass Dryads, for the most part, does look a lot stronger. Play so far seems very inspired by Happy, who is extremely good against Night Elf. Don't know if you guys are aware of this already, by the way, but there's a new trick to kind of pull the aggro the way we saw here. And that is to use the Acolyte next to the creeps and then use Unsummon on one of your buildings. And it doesn't really make sense, but it works. If you use Unsummon on your buildings next to creeps, suddenly the creeps draw aggro against you, even over an Ancient of War. And then you can slow down the opponent's creeping by a little bit. Thank you, by the way, to Paralo GG with a 37-month resub and Borrow Rush with the 100 bits. The Keeper was creeping a very fast level 2. The DK lagging behind just a little bit. As we see the tech now starting on both sides. If 1-0 keeps playing similar to the way Happy is, then he's going to go for Backpack and start solo creeping with ghouls. Level 2 now reached for 1-0 as well. And of course Moon just wants to get level 3 Keeper as quickly as he can. Ideally also pick up a Staff Teleportation. I'm very surprised 1-0 isn't going to the shop to get the Telestaff. This Telestaff makes a big difference. Oh, he's doing it now, but I think a bit too late. As we have the expansion coming up. Oh, the DK actually did get the staff, never mind. I thought the Keeper was able to intercept. Ghouls in the meantime creeping up more at the green camp. The DK is taking a lot of damage here, but the intention here is to create space for the ghouls to safely creep up in the meantime. None of them getting taken out, and now they can fall back to the main. Keeper is looking for his pound of flesh, wants to get at least one ghoul, but they all escape. And the narrow tower in front of the base is going to make sure the Keeper isn't up to no good. So, early game, so far pretty good for 1-0, almost level 3, didn't lose any ghouls, but of course, the Night Elf expansion is almost finished. A good Night Elf will be able to make sure that nothing is going to happen to that tree. And we see the Hunter's Hall coming up, which is a clear tell that we're going to be going into Dryads. Unless Moon wants to go for a little switcheroo play and go for Mass Air after all. The Keeper isn't quite level 3 yet. The early game for Undead can oftentimes be very... what's the word? Unconventionally recoverful. Alright, that wasn't really English. But anyways, on this map you can heal up much more easily than on other maps. Thanks to the fountains, of course. Alchemist second. What? Alchemist second for Moon. No Demon Hunter. Ooh. Is he still gonna play Dryads? I feel like you can't play Dryads without Demon Hunter. Honestly, I'm a big opponent of the... okay, he's going Mass Air. Alright, I guess that makes more sense. So Moon, what he's trying to do here is he's trying to trick 1-0. He showed the Hunter's Hall early, so he was trying to sell the fact that he was going Dryads. But that's not the case. And now he's seeing the Alchemist. Alarm bells are ringing for 1-0. He has to figure out, wait a minute, are you actually going into Mass Air? And indeed, now he sees it. Mass Air will be coming. And that means that 1-0 is going to have to go way heavier into Fiends, and of course he's going to need Web. And that means that all the ghouls that he has are going to be hardly useful. That shows up at the expansion. Oh, but doesn't have Reflectomancy, so he can't really do much here. The DK, whoo! Last second, TPing out. We've seen especially Happy, but also 1-0 against Mass Air oftentimes select to not go for a push, but rather to counter-expand. That's the next thing that Moon's going to have to pay attention to. Because if you play Mass Air, you cannot afford to let the Undead expand. If the Undead safely expands and is on this healthy economy, on 70 supply, you cannot win. Because the Fiends hard counter the fairies too much. Creeping continues. 1-0 not showing his hand yet. Whether he's gonna go for the expansion or push play. Alchemist got level 3 in the meantime. Perhaps wanting to creep Jack at the red, but 1-0 creeping this with Coil Nova. Taken out very quickly. Legion Doomhorn. Unfortunate find for him. Gotta be more gold though. Which would be very helpful if he did want to expand. Which he still has a window to. If the Haunted, or if the Black Citadel rather, is spinning, and we see a Sacrificial Skull, then we know what's up. Yeah, he just sold a lot of items. I'm pretty sure it's expanding now. Yep. Alright. Time for the Counter Expo. And now it becomes interesting tactically for Moon. He'll find this out in a moment if he hasn't already. And then it's perhaps going to turn into a lot of hit and run this game. Where's the Acolyte though? There it is. Alright, Moon wants to make this expensive and delay this as much as possible while still fully mining off of 2 bases. So 1-0 now has to properly scout and split. Sees the Hippo Riders with the Destroyer. He's got 4 Fiends here and Ghouls. His army is definitely superior. So Moon can't take a fight. Could perhaps though go for a flyby into the main. And for that reason 1-0 already has a Spirit Tower ready. Moon has a decent experience lead here on the Alchemist compared to the Lich, but his heroes will scale a lot worse than the human heroes. The human heroes? No, the undead heroes. Trying to come in for the Expo cancel. Does he have the damage to take this one out? Kolnov on the Keeper. Ooh, having to run. Mass air comes in. Perfectly timed. This should be enough. Yes. Did 1-0 cancel? I'm not sure that he did. Very nicely done by Moon. Waiting until the last moment. He also took out the Acolyte, so that was a crucial move. And now the weird question is, also the one that 1-0 has to ask himself, can he still expand or is it too late? Finds the Boots of Quel'Thalas. Horrible items this game for 1-0, by the way. Just pretty much complete trash across the board. Well, he got the pendant, which was good. But the rest was very bad. Zero now pushing himself. He is expanding, by the way, so this push designed to buy time for the Expo. And right now, trade favorably before the Night Elf army is too huge to even out the supply. And indeed, 1-0 has 59 supply already. I don't think all of it is with the army, though. And in we go. The Night Elf here has to be very quick with the kiting, has to pull back every single unit that's getting targeted right away. And if the Undead does it perfectly, he has the advantage in terms of ability of army. It's much harder for the Undead to micro this correctly, but if done perfectly, which is very hard, the Undead army can do more than the Night Elf army. A lot of Treants also on the ground. One Fiend, two Fiends getting caught. Last second coil is too late. That Fiend falls. The Fiend on the left might be able to survive. Targeting the statues here very smartly is Moon. Takes out both statues. No regen at the moment for 1-0. This is a big problem. Also, he doesn't have coils at the moment. Moon still 10 supply ahead. Lich has the invuln, so he's safe. One more Fiend falls. And I would say that exchange slightly favored Moon. The expansion, though. Is it finished? Is it ready? If it gets cancelled again, this should be game. And the expansion is indeed finished, but he might just be able to kill it. Trying to repair with the Acolyte. 1-0, slightly out of position to try to defend his expansion. And Moon is committing. He's committing to the kill and he's gonna get it. Question is, how much is it going to cost him? It doesn't seem like it's going to cost him too much, honestly. Only 2 ferries go down. Wonderful exchange for Moon, who is now extremely far ahead. One to 0, perhaps just simply expanding too late this game. It is understandable that he expanded later, because he wanted to make use of his Destroyer map control to take out the red camp in the middle. If he had crept the natural first, then maybe he would have gotten... he would not have gotten the red camp. On to 0 trying to expand again. The game isn't over for him yet. You can be very cost efficient with 50 supply Fiends if you micro well. Oh, didn't use the coil there to save that Fiend. Next Destroyer being morphed. No statues on the ground. I feel like the statue management hasn't been that great for 1-0, to be honest. In comes the next Nova, but it doesn't hit much anymore. And not having those statues on the ground is a big problem. Mass Mana Flare being used to try to limit the damage. The Keeper's almost out of mana, so finding kills right now pretty difficult. Oh, that one Fiend. He doesn't have Burrow, so that one goes down. And the statues were too late. Losing to the 2 statues when he was kiting away from the push. That was the big micro mistake here that's really costing 1-0 now. And Moon is still pressuring with his mass air, looking for points of weakness. Expanding for the 2nd time. Still not over. This game is still not over. Once 1-0 gets to 70 supply, it's very hard for the Nile to deal with that. Zero seems to be losing a bit too much in the meantime. EK gets level 5. It is worth consideration here going for the aura, actually. But he's going for coil. Happy's micro against this is better. Yeah, that's true. But I can tell you, it's unbelievably hard to micro this perfectly. On the undead side, of course. On the other side, it's super easy. But, you know, it comes with a drawback and a benefit. If you micro it perfectly, as I said, the undead army is also capable of much more. So yeah, it's easier for the Night Elf, but it's also limited in the same way. One to 0 is now in upkeep, and I would say at this point it's definitely going to be favored should it come to a clear engagement. He is fully mining. Oh, 1 destroyer. Oof, almost taken out. Oh, look at that ferry. Webbed on the little cliff. Never seen that before. Oh! Saved it. We'd love to know the upgrades. If the Fiends get to 2-2 upgrades, they're super strong against this mass air. And Moon's time is kind of soon running out. He either needs to overpower or blow up the expansion or find a transition soon. I think it's getting worse and worse for Moon, and he's just kind of hemorrhaging units right now. Down to 66. That's not enough against 67 supply Fiends. Oh! But there we go. That's what he wants. He wants to find stragglers. He wants to find free pickoffs here and there. Alright, can you please click on the units, bro? Please. The ferries must certainly be at 2-2 by now. Pretty much 100%. Fiends, maybe not. Maybe only 1-1 or something. Oh, catches another one. Smart play by Moon. This is exactly what he's supposed to do. Catch the reinforcements. Alright, and in we go. Acid Bomb connects onto the Fiends. They're being pulled back. We also have Frost Armor. It's 2-1 upgrades only on the ferries, by the way. They don't have the second armor upgrade yet. Alchemist in trouble. He has to be very careful now against that level 3 coil, of course. Coil flies onto the Fiends instead. Alchemist running away, being staffed out. Moon is almost out of mana. Once the Naive has no more mana, he can't take these fights anymore. Without Entangle, without Acid Bomb, you can't take these fights. Moon has to TP away, and with that, perhaps give up his Expo. Lich level 5, very dangerous. Now he can one-shot all those wisps. And that should be the Expo going down. Does Moon have any kind of transition? I wonder. We haven't seen anything yet. No MGs, no bears, nothing. And I think this game is just simply slipping away from him. It seemed like he should have had so much more resources. Where did they all go? Trying to snipe the Haunted Goldmine, but here on Blight next to towers, he certainly cannot take a fight. Forced to TP out. But now on 2 base versus 2 base, it's looking great for 1-2-0. And it's still just fairies. I think Moon lost his window here to find the transition. Or at least get further ahead economically. Maybe he should have brought in some sappers to blow up these ziggurats. Maybe should have attacked the main and the expansion at the same time. But if you're playing mass air, you cannot allow the undead to be getting comfortable on 2 bases. Now he is tier 3. He does have an Orb of Venom. Pot him 3rd with another orb, maybe. But the thing is, if you add in a 3rd hero now, it's just gonna get nuked to oblivion. Yeah, I think 1-0's done it. What is that? 7 fiends now? 8 fiends, I think? That's a lot of focus fire. It's 2 upgrades on those bad boys. Alright, here we go. One last try. The fairies are flying in, looking for the targets. Good kiting by 1-0 though. Treants off to the side, but we do have pretty good dispel by now. 1-2. All the treants taken out. Heal scroll nicely timed by 1-0. So hard now to take out the fiends. I think they still don't have the 2nd armor upgrade, but if they did, even harder to do so. DK level 6. It is the worst ult in the game, so unfortunately we're not going to see that one. But it's going to be enough for the victory. Oh, there is a pot in 3rd, by the way. Coming in now. Let's see how long she survives. DK took a lot of damage there. Moon successfully forcing the TP out. Got a few kills, but Moon now down in supply, which is not what you want to see. Mains have expired, waddling into the middle. Alright, if Moon can stabilize again on 2 base versus 1 base economy, maybe this is doable, but it's certainly far from easy. I think Death Pact here would make sense for 1-0. Is he going for a 3rd hero? No. Just heal scroll, TP, just to be safe. Not going Death Pact. Oh, Coil Nova and the bottom dies, but there's a staff ready for her. Bit of casual blight for the late game towers. I like it. The thing is also with the Tree of Eternity in the middle, if heroes are focused with Coil Nova and they get staffed there, it's not gonna be too much of a save, eh? Yeah, 1-0, super far ahead. I don't really see him losing this anymore. But here we go, Moon gonna try one more time. He certainly does have a lot of fairies. Takes out the first fiend right away, going hard for the DK hero focus. Transferring something, TP, invuln, whoo, that was close. Invuln used. And I gotta say, I think, oh, Coil Nova on the Keeper as well, he's in trouble, he's staffed! Over to the side, but not saved. I think he's allowed a TP, no he didn't. Didn't have a TP anymore. Keeper falls, and with that, things look dire. Chemical Bomb, wait. Chemical Rage Acid Bomb, that's the way you say that. Once again. The DK still hurt in the back, but still has the TP if needed. And it is needed. Oh, the Lich also, whew, was pretty low right there. Oh, but the Alchemist falls at the tail end. Damn! The low armor being his demise there in the end. Moon honestly making the best of this game. Most Night Elves would have died quite some time ago once the expansion for the Undead was secure. One last ditch effort here against the expansion. But it takes quite some time to kill buildings with fairies. Keeper's still not quite back. The Trio of Eternity has fallen, and I think the natural expansion also doesn't have too much mining left. The destroyers are just forced to watch. Can't attack. 1-0 still easily enough supply available and gold to remake these acolytes. So now he truly seems to be in an unlosable position. But Moon is still gonna try his best. You never know if the opponent might not make a mistake to allow you back into the game. It would certainly take a mistake, or maybe 2 or 3 from 1-0 to lose this one. But of course, Moon is a master of comebacks. If someone can do it, then that's gonna be him. But with 2 fiends now parked here at the expo, it's pretty rough to make this happen. Oh, the undead heroes are catching up. Staff. Alright, to safety. Lich level 6 did not skill the ult either. Does the ult work against air units, by the way? I'm not even sure. Yeah, on the top level, Mass Air recently has had quite a tough time. Good at getting ahead. Very hard to manage at staying ahead. Now we have a Dreadlord now, by the way, which is pretty cool. This is exclusively designed to prevent sleep, prevent staffs. The sleep can prevent the teleportation staff and also the staff of preservation at the right time. I see Scythe in chat is happy about that. That's pretty cool. Which means Dreadlord has a 100% win rate, boys. Just saying. Moon is still looking for his opening. He's still looking for 1-0 to slip up. Alright, Moon doesn't have a TP. It seems like one of these heroes should definitely be dying. Oh, Zeppelin. Well, there is web though, so... Alright, here we go. The last stand. Invo potion on the keeper. One fiend taken out, going for the statue as well. Oh, but there he goes. Alchemist just disappeared. Whoop. The damage is just too much now. Too bad it's not the Fat Dreadlord skin. I'd love to see that. Nice Zeppelin plays here towards the end. Moon trying to show us what he's capable of. But nobody is capable of winning this game anymore. There goes the keeper and there goes the game. GG! And 1-0 for 1-2-0. Moon with a cute play was trying to sell the Dryads with that early Hunter Soul. Was hiding his Alchemist for a little while. But yeah, he was playing Mass Air with Alchemist. I think on the top level, this just simply isn't really good anymore. The Alchemist just falls off so heavily. I think if you play Mass Air, also Demon Hunter is just simply better. But of course, you have to consider the timing. The Alchemist comes out much sooner and can start creeping in the mid-game much faster, which is a big, 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 big advantage. I realize that, of course. But in the late game, Keeper and Alchemist both are pretty bad. As was evident here. Moon was able to delay the expansion once or twice? Twice, right? But if it's ever standing, if the other ever has 70 supply fiends, you're gonna be in trouble. Oh yeah, it's not Moon. It's 1-0, of course. Right. Foggy's waiting for his opponent here. He hasn't faced off against 1-0 in a long time, I think. Against Moon, Foggy just played 2 weeks ago in the War3 Champions Finals, and there was able to beat his big idol and take first place of the community tournament. Is level 3 Acid Bomb better than level 3 Chemical Rage? Well, you know, the bigger the army, the better Chemical Rage for sure. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's... You could have taken Heal Spray on level 5. It wouldn't have made a difference. Now, if he had gotten level 6 for Transmute, that's how he could have done it. Yeah. Maybe the bottom was the mistake. Maybe he should have just keep on trading like crazy, keep on going for the main, kill Acolytes, kill Ghouls, try to kill Fiends, and get level 6 maybe? I think without Transmute, there's no way. Unless he's really, really, really smart with his movement. And the Zappers come in and he kills the towers and he kills the Acolytes and he wins it economically. But in this game, if he hadn't gone for a bottom, he wouldn't have had enough kills, I'm pretty sure, for level 6 anyways. Alright, that's gonna bring us to map 2 here soon. What's gonna be the pick, I wonder? Most undeads don't like Echo Isles much because of how small it is and how little you can creep and rely on undead heroes in the late game. But 1-0 is a undead who very often will be a big fan of the fast expansion. Not quite sure where he stands on that at the moment against Night Elf and Keeper. But very likely 1-0 should have vetoed Amazonia. And the old school veto would have been Terranos Stand. But I'm not even sure that's so necessary anymore. Nowadays, Undead is really, really good at fast expanding there as well. But it can be tough against a Warden. Our map 2 will be Last Refuge. Another classic in this matchup. It's a very easy map for the Night Elf to creep in the early game with the green camps and the easy natural. For that reason, it doesn't even require a Keeper necessarily. You can even play Demon Hunter here. Thinking back to Foggy, for a while, not really anymore, but for a while, Foggy used to play Demon Hunter, Naga, Mass Air on this map specifically quite a bit. And it's also a map where the undead can fast expand if they want to. Keeper first. No surprise here. And the DK Ghoul build also by 120. In the past, sometimes we saw 120 get quite wacky, but he has leveled out and gotten a lot more streamlined over the last few years. Certainly also inspired by Happy and the crazy success that the Russian has had. Thank you very much, Yurko, with a 43-month resub. Look at that cheeky Acolyte. Just putting a bit of damage on the Ancient of War. And there we go, that's the unsummon trick. You use unsummon next to the creeps, and then they get super aggro, and you can slow down the opponent's creeping by a bit. Who came up with that, by the way? That unsummon trick. I saw it the first time from Happy. Was he the first guy to do that? Who knows? I saw Side in chat earlier. Maybe Side knows. DK shows up. And this map can be pretty easy to creep with Keeper or Demon Hunter or anything and a couple of archers. But the timing works out in such a way that the DK can also come over to steal last hits, like we saw there. The first last hit stolen. And the big advantage of Undead early on the right map is you can creep solo with ghouls and backpack while the DK can continue to harass. Oh, almost to surround the Keeper. Ooh, that was... That was very close. Here comes the expansion. Tree of Life. Claws of Attack picked up. That's going to be a very nice addition to the Lich later on. And the Keeper not being level 2 here yet means that these ghouls can be very daring. Nothing to fear at the moment, but Moon also knows that the ghouls at some point have to run back to the main. They have to continue lumber harvesting at some point, so he's just trying to slow them down, trying to prevent them from creeping, and prevent DK level 2, aware of the fact that the ghouls will have to return soon, even if he doesn't kill any of them. Actually, gonna see the Tree of Life. It's gonna wake up the creeps, but the damage should not be sufficient. Certainly. Oh, Acolyte's actually dying to the creeps. Oops. Quarterfinal just wants to be left in peace to finally get that level 2, and get it he will. Wand of Illusion. Oh, he could get really tricky with that over at the Merc camp. And I think that's what he's doing right now. Nice play with the treants, by the way. Putting in a few right clicks against the DK. This chip damage matters a lot for how aggressive 1-0 can be. 1-0 for now, just heavily creeping. Tier 2 finishes. Demon Hunter second, if I saw that right. Wait a minute, does he not have a Hunter's Hall? Oh, what a sick read by Moon. What a sick read. Running across the map to steal his asset. Oh! Wait, who got it? I'm not sure. One ghoul goes down. Second ghoul goes down. TP force. Great play by Moon. And 1-0's tier 3. Not too quick. And I thought that orange camp was going to be level 3 DK, but not quite. Needs a little bit more. And it's mass air again. This time with Demon Hunter. Which, as I said earlier, is much stronger in the late game, but a lot worse in the mid game for creeping. Trying to steal the items, that would have been cute, but no. Coil! Oi! There we go, I guess level 3. But low mana, so Moon should be pretty safe here against any sort of harass. The Keeper also at level 3 though, that means that the Lich can be pretty aggressive. Having no TP anymore here for 1-0 is a bit scary. And he has to wonder, is it going to be Dryads or Mass Air once again? The heroes are duking it out. Where are the archers? I guess they don't want to expose themselves. They're ready to creep the next camp. Wait a minute, Demon Hunter? 3 heroes, very hurt. There's one more entangled though, I think. And now the Mass Air has certainly been revealed. With any strategy where you don't have bears, you have to be very cognizant of your Moon Juice situation, because that's going to be the only source of healing. For the Demon Hunter especially. He healed up fully from the Moon Wells, but now not too much juice is left. Should probably go for a shop to have Moonstones and heal pots soon. And he gets a great item once again. Elira's Foot of Accuracy for the second time. Problem is, the demon is still far away from level 3, so he needs to speed up this creeping a lot. Needs to creep the lab and the shop probably, does Moon, and then TP over to the expansion. Invo Potion for 1-0. I guess he's not really concerned with the push once again, he just wants to go for the expo. Yep, there it is, okay. I wonder, is that perhaps too passive? If you see a Demon Hunter on the enemy side, especially one that wasn't creeping too quickly, maybe you should in fact push instead. Hard to tell, I guess. Scourge Bone Chimes. Another bad item for 1-0. Who really hasn't been finding the best items. And now I'm interested how Moon's gonna adjust. Mass Air didn't work out before, so right, this time around he's either gonna try to commit heavier to the expansion canceller or heavier to the hit and run. Also into the opponent's main base. Creeping up the enemy lab always opens up Sapper possibilities. Gets level 3 and a Mana Stone. Mana Stone is okay. Not amazing. 1-0 trying to take out the Ogre Lord fast. And he does. Claws plus 12. Alright, that's a good item. And here we go. Attack into the main. We don't have a Spirit Tower here, so these ferries are not touched, and a lot of acolytes are going to be going down. Smart attack by Moon. Trying to minimize the losses. Commits a heal scroll to keep the ferries alive, and they did indeed survive. With the exception of one. Treants over at the expo. Oh, if he gets a cancel here, that's huge. That's huge. Ooh. Destroyer flying in. Lich gonna have to use the Nova. Maybe? Okay, maybe not. Never mind. Alright, I feel like we got a little glimpse of what this game is going to be all about. Movement. One Spirit Tower there being upgraded in front, by the way, could be wonderfully exploded with a Sapper. Yeah, plus 27 damage on the Lich. That is hashtag not bad. It's going to get level 3 here. Another plus 3 intelligence. Oh, and level 4 DK. I'd say that's the bigger level up. But here come the Hippo Riders from behind the gold mine, especially on LR. Very easy to do. It's gonna force a cancel. Costs him 8 supply though. Was not very cheap. But of course, at some point you wanna transition into ferries anyways. Moon creeping at the red in the meantime. If he creeps here, this full camp, and then expands, and then hits the main, and then keeps on doing this hit and run, that might be the way to do it. But again, even if you cancel the expansion for the undead a couple of times, if it finishes at some point, and he ever gets to 70 supply fiends, it's insanely hard to beat that with mass air. One to 0 here, not just receiving and waiting and being passive, he's also running across the map, scouting things out. And looking to be the aggressor. And Moon might just let his first expansion fall. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright. He's just gonna give it up. And it's gonna take out the undead expansion in exchange. Wisp coming out. It's one of they're gonna check the high ground. Is he gonna check the third base? He should really cancel this on the gold mine, shouldn't he? Well, I guess not. Alright, he sees a tree. He can cancel it with the ghouls only if he wants. Another fiend goes down. Moon also got the Warsong Battle Drums, by the way, so that's a lot of bonus damage. More ghouls joining the boys over there next to the tree. That should be enough for the cancel. Alright, Moon expanding all over the place. This is an expansion and hit and run game. Alright. Tree does not finish. No way to defend it. And this mass air strategy, of course, usually relies on having 2 bases. There is that expansion coming up again. Oh, 1 statue forgotten in the main. That's a small mistake. This time Moon has the Demon Hunter for continuous mana burn to make sure especially not too many coils can be used, which is a big strength over the Alchemist. Acid Bomb in the late game also helps, but mana burn helps way more. And now, as one is out of mana, Moon's gonna take the fight, and it's not looking bad for him at all. What a sick choice by Moon to let his expansion go, realizing his army is still big enough, and he's got the strength of the Demon Hunter late game to possibly win that way. Guess the expansion for him is going to be mining in a moment. And 1 to 0 is pretty far down in supply. Seems like he lost all of his ghouls, so he's having to remake ghouls just for a bit of lumber income. Which close to level 4, which is a nice little upgrade stats-wise. But this keeper's level 5 already, more or less. And the Demon Hunter is very close as well. Oh my god, so many fairies. Jesus! With the Demon Hunter you can also pressure the statues quite well. This fiend will be going down. Nice blocks also. I think Moon's done it. Lots of gold though, still on 1-0. Last game was... that one that is, was never lost for 1-0 because his heroes in the late game were always going to be better. But here the DK just dies. RIP. GG. But when there's a Demon Hunter in the game, then you can't rely on the hero so much anymore, and that Demon Hunter takes so much late game prowess out of the undead, which is why it's always the better late game fighter than the Alchemist, with this comp or with any comp. Against undead at least. And with that, Moon ties up the series. We're going to have one more map and one more decision to be made. Who's going to join into the top 4? Lawliot, Lin, and Foggy in the top 4 already. We don't have a single Chinese player yet. 1-0 is the last Chinese hope, as he is so often in so many of these tournaments. And I wonder if 1-0 perhaps chose the wrong strategy here. Seeing the Demon Hunter, and especially seeing how slow the Demon Hunter creeping was, maybe it would have been better to just go for an all-in push. Bring the ghouls, bring the statues, go for the push against the expansion, because the Demon Hunter wasn't level 3 yet at that point. Of course, it's also a risk though. If that push doesn't work out, you've pretty much lost. Perhaps map 3 is going to give him a better strategy. We haven't seen fast expansions yet by 1-0. Last Refuge would have been a decent option for one. But certainly Echo Isles and also Tidehunters and also Terranos Stand would be better for that. I would love to see Terranos between the two. With Moon playing Warden, which he has shown before. But you don't see it much anymore. It's not practiced much anymore, so you can't rely too much on your experience, I would say, but rather have to go by intuition in those kinds of games. Moon's intuitive play, of course, is amazing, and I would say also 1-2-0s. As we're going to have one last map to decide it all. The casters here, Qiaolin and Hyun, both Chinese undeads, perhaps watching the last Chinese undead, and just Chinese in general, get eliminated. If Moon wins here, the South Koreans will once again be dominating a tournament, and so would the Night Elves. Lawlight and Foggy already in the top 4. Moon could be the third one to join them, and Lin would have to go up against all the best Night Elves in the world in the matchup that he certainly has some trouble with. Players may need a bit of a break here as we're heading into map number 3. (1-0) would be getting his revenge today if he wins for the AWL Grand Finals, where he lost with 3-4. It was really close. I think he was ahead by 3-1. He had 3 match points, and then Moon still brought it back. That was pretty sick. And here we go. Our last map of the day shall be Amazonia. And I'm very, very surprised to see this map here. I would have thought for sure 1-0 would veto this one, but apparently he did not. He didn't veto it, and not just that, he took it as his loser's pick. Wow, that seems pretty wild to me. Let's see what kind of special innovations he has planned now for AZ. This map is normally considered really good for Night Elf because you get level 2 right away. And you can continue to creep easily with the Keeper 3. And you can place an expansion very safely. Creep it semi-safely, depending on how the early game goes. And it's very hard to creep very heavily for Undead in the late game. Once the Keeper gets level 3 and map control, it's extremely easy to find the opponent and dominate the Undead. For a second there, I was like, what the hell is this? Second crypt? But no. Standard build here. DK Ghoul opening against the Keeper, right? Yeah. Keeper of the Grove. So is this gonna be mass air again? Honestly, I don't think it changes that much in this matchup. You're still gonna have to open with ghouls, you're still gonna have to go into fiends, you're still gonna have to try to get a successful early game, slow down the opponent if you can, and slow down the expansion. Circler, that's a good start for the Keeper. DK creeping the green camp first. What? Green into orange. Alright. That's not the norm. But I guess it checks out. Gloves and mantle. Good items for the Lich later. Tech timing seems to be a bit late for 1-0 perhaps. Tier 2 not quite started yet. Should be in a second though. Very mirrored creep route so far between the two. Neither daring to go to the kobolds just yet. As 1-0 starts his tier 2. And Moon follows shortly. Very good creeping by Moon. He's close to getting level 3 over here. Kind of close. DK sacrificing a lot of HP here to force attention onto himself. He knows exactly where the opponent is creeping. Doesn't quite have the timing right to get a last hit steal. And might be forced to TP. Will be forced to TP. But he managed to creep level 3 himself in the meantime. Can pick up the item here now. And he killed an archer. Honestly, that was a good usage for the TP, I would say. Has to deny the item, though. He knew the Keeper was coming. Both know exactly what the opponent is up to. One more ghoul goes down. Keeper gets one more kill. And boom, there we go. Perfect level 3. If he had denied that ghoul, then actually the Keeper would have prevented level 3. Would have been prevented level 3. Going for the staff, I guess. Yep. 1-0 waiting in the middle. Is he considering a neutral hero? That would be pretty crazy. No, it's probably gonna be the Lich. Lots of mana on this keeper, easily enough able to control the DK. And perhaps 1-0 took a bit too much damage on his Death Knight, and now he's getting bullied by this keeper as we see so often. Oh my god. Double Mantle and Circlet. Sick items for this keeper. Normally, once the Lich comes out, you want to be aggressive. You want to try to creepjack this camp right here. And the fact that the DK lost so much HP may make that whole endeavor impossible. Unless he wants to invest into heal potions, which are pretty expensive. And we do see mass air again, by the way. Here comes the Demon Hunter, followed by the Lich shortly. Oh my god, these keeper items. And what is he deciding to delay the Lich? That may have been perhaps a mistake. That means that he's a little bit late for the creepjack. But Lich is coming. He's counting the seconds. The DK was healing here for quite some time. Another Impale comes in. Ooh, that Tree of Eternity. The Tree of Life is very low HP. Boulder comes in. We do have 2 hippos though, picking up the archers. Demon Hunter did get level 2. Keeper still doing a good job controlling the undead army. How much bonus damage on the Keeper? Like plus 13? That's super strong in this kind of a situation. Also, the amount of entangles and regen he has with his bonus intelligence. Extremely, extremely strong. Good creep by Moon here. Clears out the expansion without too much trouble. And now it's time for him to creep level 3 Demon. Zero brings all the ghouls. Oh. Thinking about an entangle. Moon wasn't creeping. He's not level 3 Demon yet. Which is a pretty big problem. Waiting for the gold for the orb. There we go. Finally has it. And this time around, 1-0 might be going for that all-in. But Moon is ready for the counterattack. He's in position to hit the main. Frenzy is done. Web is coming. Okay, here we go. Demon Hunter finally creeping up. That ever so needed level 3. Oh wait, he didn't solo creep it. Oh, the Keeper soaked up the experience. That seems like a big mistake. What is there sending back the DK, expecting an attack into the main, but no, not the case. Moon was just creeping, now he's coming back to defend. Keeper close to 4, but the Demon Hunter still not level 3. Alright, make or break, right now. Who's going to be favored in this exchange? It's going to be hard to tell. One destroyer in the air, one statue on the ground. The 2 armies fully formed once again. And here we go. Focus on the Demon Hunter right away. Had a heal potion though. 1 ghoul goes down, level 4 on the Keeper. Demon Hunter, oh my goodness, almost going down. He can't even go back into the fight. He took too much damage there, I guess. Also quite a bit of damage on the Lich. TP out by Moon, doesn't want to lose too many units. Level 2 now on the Lich. It's going to be helpful for Frost Armor against the Demon Hunter. Wisps come out for the repair. But they're getting taken out by the ghouls quite quickly. Demon Hunter is fully healed once again. That was very important. Tree is still getting repaired, still alive. Here comes the Scroll of the Beast. The spell, I think, was used already. Mana burn being used against the DK, but it was only level 1 mana burn, remember. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage. Moon got a lot of bonus damage items earlier, but doesn't have much survivability. Mana burn comes in, DK out of mana for now, but has one more coil again soon, I think. Heal potion coming in again. Moon might be able to do it though, might be able to overpower DK, level 4, getting burned again. 49 supply for Moon. Level 3 Demon Hunter, there we go, finally got the big kill, now he's got the level 2 burn. I think WC3R has to go for the Demon Hunter focus maybe. Level 3 on the Lich, oh my god, the mana burn 1 second before! 1 millisecond before. WC3R could be better with his hero positioning. He's getting burned pretty easily on these heroes. That's something he could min-max a bit better. Second statue coming in now for him. Moon needs heal potions. The shot positioning is excellent to have these heal potions ready. And in we go again. Mana burn once more. I didn't even see that one. I think the animation was missing. Or the... what's it called? Visual effect. Fiends pulled back. All of them very hurt. One of them gonna be going down, but also units for Moon here, quite endangered. One statue also about to fall. So many units being pulled back. But now the last statue getting taken out as it seems. Moon seems like he's doing it. But he's down, way down in supply. Jesus Christ. He's got 38 supply only. But he's got the hero still standing, but for how much longer? The Demon Hunter in trouble as well, getting right-click now. Fighting against the Frost Armor for him, very difficult. Entangled to keep the DK at bay. One more statue comes in. That statue is a godsend right now. 1-0 supply lead. Moon needs to heal ASAP. It just turned daytime a moment ago, so he doesn't have that much moon juice, I would imagine. WC3R, he might be the one to do it here. He saved a lot of units, super low HP. Maybe he wants to heal them up first. Some of them are returning right now. I think a statue earlier also survived on like 2 HP. WC3R has some gold. Could go for some invul potions. Heal scroll. Mana potion, if he waits long enough. But just heal scroll for now. He was also repairing in the meantime. Moon is looking for a possible creepjack, but seems to be lost here. Oh! One fairy getting caught. Every unit here matters so much. Moon's supply is still very low. Mana burn again connects. That's the one thing here so far that seems to be a bit off for 1-0. The hero positioning. Always inviting that hero, that mana burn. Heal scroll is still available. Could be the perfect moment. Yep, there we go. That was the heal scroll timing. Healing all these fiends up very nicely. The level 2 aura, the unholy aura, helping so much in the move speed. DK gets level 5. I think he should go for aura 3 right now. Lich putting in the damage. One right click after the next. Dispel against the next entangle. Demon Hunter in trouble. Needs to transfer something. Heal potion to save him. It is aura 3 by the way. One more coil comes in last second. This time the mana might be a little bit too late. And the Demon Hunter can't be saved. There still wasn't any staff. Which is kind of crazy. Moon was very broke for very long, but now he's got more than 1,000 gold. And he's gonna need that gold to revive the Demon Hunter. He doesn't quite have the lumber at the moment to get him back from the tavern, and that might mean that 1-0 is gonna win the semi-final. Quarterfinal, excuse me. The heroes for the undead now very, very strong. He doesn't have many items on the Lich, but still lots of bonus intelligence. Level 4 Pog. 4 statues on the ground. Classic 1-0 play. Alright, here we go. Demon Hunter finally back. At half HP and no mana. He has to get to the Moonwells first. He's not in fighting shape. He's given 1 heal potion. But the expansion might be toast. He can't even use the mana burn right now. This Demon Hunter is a joke of a Demon Hunter. So many statues, easy to heal. The DK still lots of mana to use his coils. Going for the Keeper now. Next, Nova. And the coil would have finished him. TP out last second. Keeper survives, but the expansion might be gone. The Wisps may have been TP'd away. And in the end, 1-0 just barely claws it back. That was so close. Moon was so close to holding. By 1-0 in the end. Losing to Mass Air once today. But then beating it later. And I think the big mistake by Moon was not solo creeping the Demon Hunter when he had the time to get that level 3. Starting into that big fight with only level 2 Demon was a big problem for him. And now, what is he supposed to do? Lionhorn of Stormwind, it's a wonderful find for him as well. Keeper's close to 5, but the Keeper's influence has already been nullified thanks to the Destroyers. And there's no tier 3 this time for Moon. No orbs, no triple hero. No real way of coming back here anymore. Dude, his Keeper has plus 17. It's pretty crazy. But that shall not be enough. Moon is again hoping for 1-0 to overstep. To go a bit too deep. And indeed, 1-0 is going deep now into the opponent's main. Feeling very confident. Not concerned with being overly aggressive. Heavy focus on this demon. He doesn't really have any potions anymore, so this is dangerous. The Nova is ready, and so is the coil. I guess he was out of mana for coil. But anyways, Demon Hunter falls, there still was no staff. And that is gonna be game pretty much. I don't think that having no staff was a mistake, by the way. I think he was just too broke. He just kept on losing units all the time. Couldn't afford a staff. The DK will reach level 6 once again. Unfortunately, we still can't see the ultimate. But a GG is called. And that brings 1-0 into the semi-finals. The only Chinese player, the only undead to make it into the top 4, eliminating Moon. Making it into the top 4 indeed.